Miss Kramer, I'm ready for Mrs. Norris now, and her attorney, if she wants him present. Our program will continue in a moment. I'm sorry we had to keep you, but things pile up, you know. Now, I'm sorry. Would you like some coffee, Mrs. Norris?
No, I don't think so, thank you.
I'd like to talk a few minutes about this very unfortunate situation we all find ourselves in, and maybe how we can find our way out of it. Find our way out of it, Ira? I'll be more specific as I go along, Mike. I realize that you could bring this little meeting to a close immediately if you advise Mrs. Norris not to answer any questions I might ask. In short, advise her that she can exercise her constitutional right to remain silent. Are you advising her of that fact? Is that what you're saying? Well, I will in a few minutes. But first, I'd like to... I already didn't say anything now. Maybe later. As you know, Mike, murder cases present special problems. Too often, they come down to all or nothing. The person on trial is thought of as guilty or not guilty. Nothing in between, unless that person wishes to cooperate by confessing. I often think to myself that many a suspect would confess if he or she knew there was no way out. No escape from justice, only that justice would be delayed. It's my observation that many find it a relief to confess, an enormous relief. Not if they didn't commit the crime, Ira. Well, I'm speaking about someone whose guilt is obvious to everyone, Mike. And sometimes the total guilt and total innocence concept doesn't quite fit the situation. We have many variations of that. One of the things I'd like to discuss with you is this whole problem of total guilt and total innocence and whether it applies this morning. For example, well, murder is murder, and we are determined to bring the murderer of Stanley Norris to trial. Now, in such cases as this, there are mitigating circumstances, and sometimes people kill who cannot be held fully accountable for what they have done. And in such cases, this office has often accepted a lesser plea. We're not hidebound, you know. We do have human impulses. So, temporary insanity comes to mind. I was just talking to Ken and Captain Swanson about that, wasn't I, gentlemen?
Yes, that's right, sir.
A long trial works hardships on people, not only on the accused, but on the family. And, well, of course, you know that as well as I do. Yes, I do. And, two, there's always the chance of a mistrial, a hung jury. I have a case on appeal now. It's been in and out of the court for 3 years. 3 long years, Mrs. Norris, and all that time the defendant remained in jail. That's true. And so it goes. Now, I'm not suggesting any course of action, Mike. I'm simply talking out loud. I guess you could say I'm willing to explore the shaded areas. In any way you would like, open and free. Appreciate that, Ira. Thank you very much. Just thank you. Just thank you. All right, sir. Then I must proceed to some very unpleasant business. Mrs. Leslie Norris, we suspect you of the murder of your husband, Stanley Norris. I intend to go before the grand jury and seek an indictment against you.
I didn't.
Leslie, Mr. Newton has more to say. Yes, I have. Because I want to question you in some detail this morning. But before I do that, the law requires that I tell you what your constitutional rights are. And I now propose to do so. Our program will continue in a moment. you understand what I have just read to you? That is, that it is your constitutional right to refuse any questions to answer any questions that I ask you today. It's also, in short, your constitutional right to remain absolutely silent. What do you choose to do?
Mr. Newton, before I answer your question, I would like to talk to my attorney, please.
Of course, you should. I was about to suggest it. Well, you can use the anteroom. You won't be disturbed there. Thank you. We won't keep you long, Ira. You're about to make a very grave decision, Mike. Take all the time you need.
Well, I didn't expect him to buy that confession bit, but I was hoping he'd go for a temporary insanity plea.
So was I. But obviously, there's going to be a fight. So be it.
I'm all right.
Sit down for a second, Leslie.
I was prepared. You warned me, kept saying. How could I be charging me with murder? What can we do? What's going to happen to me?
Nothing's happened yet.
But Mr. Newton said he suspects me of killing Stan. Maybe he's just trying to frighten me, that's it. Maybe he thinks I haven't told him everything I know about the murder. And this is, it's just his way of getting me to talk, of questioning me. Now, that is possible. Can't this be possible?
I'm afraid not.
Bring it to the grand jury.
There's not a question in my mind that he's going to. But he has to convince them, Leslie, and indictments for murder aren't handed down.
Proof!
They don't need that kind of proof. They don't try you at a grand jury. Their powers are limited only to indictment on the basis of the evidence that he submits and witnesses.
Proof, Mr. Newton has to have the proof.
Leslie, he feels he has that proof. He wouldn't be taking this step.
What does he mean about that plea of his temporary insanity? What does that even mean?
Leslie, I don't want to talk about that. We have other things to talk about, other things to decide.
You mean whether I answer his questions today?
You must protect yourself, and the law allows you to do that.
Not with you, I don't believe it. What a mess I made of my life. My 2 marriages, my whole life. Not a thing I didn't murder Stan and I killed him.
I understand.
Mike, what are we going to do? I didn't kill Stan. I swear to you that I didn't kill him. How can I make them believe that?
This has been The Guiding Light. Professions provided by Vance Knitwear and Susie Barrett. Stay tuned for The Secret Storm next on most of these CBS stations.